everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Burrito. I'm your host, Darien.
I'm your host, Landon.
And today, we got a plethora of stuff for you. Actually, we don't. There's no news this week. Sorry, guys. I'm kidding. April Fools. There's so much news. We got it coming out the wazoo here. But we're going to get into all that. Quickly, how have you been?
I've been okay. I've been just playing my backwards compatible PS3. I got a couple weeks ago. I love it. Been playing Ultimate Spider-Man on it, trying to eventually 100% complete that game after all these years. But how about you? How have you been doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. We're technically at the moment my birthday weekend, so yeah. I'm semi-celebrating, but not really.
Happy.
Thank you. Thank God my birthday was not on April Fool's Day.
Yeah, you would have been a fool.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Morbius came out a year ago today. Yeah. All right, but we need to get into.
Oh my God, it did.
Yeah, we need to get into all this. We miss a lot, starting with a bunch of drama. We'll kick it off with Victoria Alonso. All right. Marvel Studios got rid of. She was there. I think I remember it was 2008. Is when she joined the studio. She was there to help make Iron Man, the first one.
Yeah.
And
from the beginning.
Yeah, and she was I think she was fired. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. She, if for anyone didn't know, was what am I trying to say? She promoted in 2021 to head of the VFX department. And there's a correlation right there. When you think about what thing started in 2021 that Marvel has been criticized for.
Phase 4.
Well, yes, but what particularly Phase 4 have they really been criticized for?
I guess the quality of the stuff.
Well, I was going to say VFX, but okay.
I guess I would have gotten to that one part at some point.
Eventually, but it was her fault. I'm going to read off of Variety what they say, but why she was, why her exit happened. So, the veteran Marvel Studios executive producer of the nominated film Argentina 1985 was stopped on the red carpet posing for, something shocked her. Well, I don't know what, this is all like lead up. I'm not reading all that. Okay, moving on. She was fired as Marvel's president of physical production, post-production, VFX, and animation. Okay, there's a lot more than just VFX there. So she was head of physical production and post-production. She oversaw that, which again would explain those issues there.
Yeah.
It says 3 individuals familiar with the matter told Variety. The shakeup came as a surprise to many in show business and within the vast Marvel comic book fandom. Alonso's dismissal has raised numerous questions about behind-the-scenes workings at the prized content engine, and with them, another unfavorable news cycle as Disney CEO Bob Iger attempts to stabilize its parent company amid economic unrest. While the cause of termination is unclear, sources said the decision was made by a consortium including Human Resources, Disney's legal department, and multiple executives, including Disney Entertainment co-chairman Alan Bergman, to whom all of Marvel Studios reports. Alonso's longtime boss and Marvel chief creative officer Kevin Feige felt mired in an impossible situation and ultimately did not intervene, one source added. She was blindsided, another insider also added. Let's see. She, a rare openly LGBTQ person and woman of color in a visible leadership role.
I was looking through all this, and especially the stuff you sent me about this. She was a horrible person.
Yeah. That's what it says right here.
That quote she was saying, directors saying apparently she said that oh, you don't direct the movies, we direct them and all that. I'm like, dang girl.
Yeah. She says, followed by a series of stories published, once the internet visual effects artists began to loudly complain about Marvel's demanding post-production schedules. Complaints range from unrelenting overtime to chronic understaffing to the inability to avoid delivering substandard work due to constantly changing deadlines. Some singled out Alonso as a kingmaker who would blacklist artists who have made her mad in any way. A blacklist meaning would not allow them to work for anywhere else in Hollywood. Yeah, so let's see. I'm reading through, making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, but she's gone now, and with this, it already seems that Marvel's starting to fix a lot of their stuff. Right after this is when they really started like announcing, okay, this is happening, we're pushing this back, we're doing this. To me personally, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later in depth, but I think things are looking better than they have been for Marvel.
Yeah.
Like I feel like based off all the stuff I'm hearing, I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. Like
I like the idea. Don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously, I think the first like really good movie we're going to get here real soon is Guardians, of course. Now, if Secret Invasion is going to be good, we don't know. I hope it's good. I say it's a pretty big show. It has to. It has, excuse me, it has to be good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. First Disney Plus crossover event, so it's called.
Yeah. So I mean, we will see. We will see how this goes. I'm excited. You know, I hope. I mean, I already think. I mean, I don't know if there's something else on these lists, but like them saying like, I mean, it's like a construction zone out there.
Yeah, I have a little bit to talk about that later, so I said we'd probably get a little bit more in depth in a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, I think that I don't know if this is the correct phrase to use, but I don't know, maybe the future's bright-ish. I don't know.
Yeah, it can be. It could be. Very, very much so.
I think they've hopefully gotten rid of most of their things that were kind of holding them back. She seemed like a big part of that.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
And now spacing out other projects is even better, and allowing actual good writers, which we'll talk about, come in and do stuff, and directors.
Yeah, for that major movie here.
Yeah.
I'm really wondering about is what do you call it? What's the name of the movie? It's weird because I'm honestly wondering like what happened. You said she was there since Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
So like kind of what happened after the whole Infinity saga?
Well, after the Infinity Saga is when she got moved up to head of VFX department, so I feel like that might have something to do with it.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, that makes sense. Okay. I even like thinking about that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. That being said, let's move on to the next piece of drama here, just bigger than that. What the heck is going on with Jonathan Majors? Oh man.
This is probably one of the most confusing stories we will ever talk about.
It is. I'm hoping to have all of the information here. I hope that text message picture, because I want to read that.
Because
I think I have it. I think I have that actually on my phone, but
I know I sent it to you. I do know that one. So
yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Jonathan Majors was arrested Saturday morning, March 25th, 2023, in Manhattan, New York, after a 911 call on suspicion of strangulation, assault, and harassment. The victim claims the defendant did, quote, strike her about the face with an open hand, causing substantial pain and a laceration behind her ear, according to the Manhattan DA's office. The woman was transported to a local hospital with minor injuries to her head and neck, according to NYPD. She was in stable condition as of Sunday morning, March 26th. That day, Majors was arraigned on several assault and harassment charges. Sunday, the Manhattan DA's office told CNN he's expected to appear in court on May 8th. That's one thing I did not know. That's good to know.
I didn't know about that either.
Yeah. Majors denies the allegations of assault, maintains his innocence. Actor's representative told BuzzFeed News, Jonathan Majors is completely innocent and is probably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. I think when they meant probably, I think they meant provably. That was a big thing. Little mistype or whatever.
Reads like he's completely innocent.
I don't know why they would say probably. That's kind of
you're not gonna if you say we probably could make him good.
Probably the victim. So okay. Just give up. Said the criminal defense lawyer Priya Chaudhry is his lawyer's name, who represents Jonathan Majors. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped imminently. The statement continued, all the evidence proves that Mr. Majors is entirely innocent and did not assault her whatsoever, she said. Unfortunately, this incident came about because this woman was having an emotional crisis for which she was taken to a hospital yesterday. The NYPD is required to make an arrest in these situations, and this is the only reason Mr. Majors is arrested. We expect these charges to be dropped soon. Chaudhry also told the Los Angeles Times that her team has obtained, quote, 2 written statements from the woman recanting these allegations.
So it's like, okay, so the woman that's called, or who called, was it her or Majors?
The news came out and said that he called.
Okay. So he called, and allegations, they come there. He's fine.
He said he called because he was worried about her mental health.
Yeah.
It says days after the arrest, Major's lawyer shared alleged text messages to several outlets, which claims to show a woman texting Majors that she was angry about the actor's charges. She said this, please let me know you're okay when you get this. The alleged text begins. They assured me that you won't be charged. They said they had to arrest you as protocol when they saw the injuries on me and they knew we had a fight. I'm so angry that they did. I'm sorry you're in this position. We'll make sure nothing happens about this. I told them it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. I only just got out of the hospital. Just call me when you're out. The next message simply reads, I love you, before a lengthy third message, which says, they just called me again to check on me, and I reiterated how this was not an attack, and they do not have my blessing on any charges being placed. I read the paper they gave me about strangulation, and I said point blank, this did not occur and should be removed immediately. The third text reads, the judge is definitely going to be told this. She ensured this to me. I know you have the best team, and there's nothing to worry about. I just want you to know that I'm doing all I can on my end. I said also to the judge to know that the origin of the call was to do with me collapsing and passing out, and your worry is my partner due to our communication prior. Out of care, she promised all will be relayed.
So now. Well, here, I'll get more into what I think what's going on after. So she sends this long message, and
while he was in prison, I think.
While he was in prison, so I guess
not prison. He wasn't in prison, but he was in holding, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. This is strange, man. This is probably because, as far as we know right now, this is, for all the information because, not much info, but a pretty decent. We see the text messages, we're hearing claims of what happened, but it's still very confusing and kind of what? How does that happen?
They haven't released the dash cam footage either from the taxi where this supposedly happened.
Yeah, they claim this will just make it very clear what's going on.
Yeah. It says here, Chaudhry also shared another statement which denied Majors' assault. She said, around 11 a.m. on March 25th, Jonathan Majors called 911 out of concern for the woman's mental health. Police arrived with the paramedics as is standard procedure and arrested Mr. Majors due to an NYPD protocol requiring arrest in certain circumstances. He said on that same day, only 7 and 9 hours later, the woman sent text messages to Mr. Majors admitting that she was the one who used physical force against him. He also disavowed any allegations that he had done anything to her and confirmed that Mr. Majors called 911 because of her mental condition. These are those messages redacting the woman's name for her privacy.
Oh, okay.
So the U.S. Army suspended its TV ad campaign featuring Majors that was intended to target younger audiences pending an investigation into the accident. They said in a statement that the Army is deeply concerned by these allegations surrounding his arrest. They said, while Mr. Majors is innocent to proven guilty, prudence dictates that we pull our ads until the investigation is complete. And it goes into a whole long thing there. I'm not going to really get into that. Okay, and all the rest of this isn't important stuff. Okay. Yeah, that's all we know so far. I don't want to ask what do you think?
It's it's a very serious thing here.
I don't want to ask. Hey, what do you think? You think he's guilty or not? I don't want to ask that. What's your whole thought? What's your thoughts on this whole thing? What's going on? Like,
it's very. I'm very. I was okay. So when I first hear, I'm like, what the heck? You know?
I called you when I was in Food Line, and I was like, hey,
I was at Skid
you had
Row.
a concert.
I was at so you're like, you see the news? I'm like, what? No. You tell me a Marvel actor got arrested, and just my mind is so. Well, I hear.
First thought, you're like, oh, Toby.
I was like,
what did he do?
For a minute, I don't know why. Like, well, the thing is, when I hear superhero actor arrested, I'm like, oh god, what does it really do? You know what I'm saying? I was like, immediately as another came up, but like, I read what's going on. Like, Jonathan Majors arrested for allegedly, beating this woman. I'm like, dude, what in the world? I'm like, dang, Jonathan Majors is a beefy dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's why it's why this all seems so strange to me. Like, I'm not saying like he's innocent or whatever. I'm saying like he just seems like such a nice guy. But I mean, I guess that's the thing. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, see, because thing is, you like that's what you want to think, but then I have just the idea. I'm all like, I don't know, because when you got these like you got actors that like, or actors or actresses that like sit out there, they seem like nice people, and they'll be like really like just really scummy, and their real selves.
And I'm not going to touch on some of the tweets that were made of some random people saying stuff because there's like no credibility behind that.
Yeah, just people's thoughts.
Yeah, so I'm just not going to touch on that. But I mean, but this is still going on. We're going to obviously keep you updated about it.
I all I want to say is I think the text messages kind of. Well, I said it's the biggest factor, and I originally I was on the fence because, well, excuse me, I was on the fence just thinking like, I don't know, it sounds like a woman that like. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I hope he didn't do it.
I've read it so many different ways. Like, I get exactly what you're saying. I read it like that, and then I also read it in a way that she's like freaking out, like, "Oh my god, what did I do that caused this man's whole career?" Like, all this stuff, like because she lied, she thinks she lied or whatever, and so she's like, "I'm like, I'm so sorry, I did all this. I'm sorry," and that's why I take it as like that. I can take it either way. It's confusing to read.
It's because you can't really. I mean, again, it's a text message, man. You can't hear. Yeah. You can't have feeling for that, and it's just like.
And we get her to do an audio recording of her reading those text messages.
Yeah, honestly.
Now, there's one other piece of news. Marvel Studios has met with his representatives to discuss options moving forward.
Yeah.
Whichever that means, whether they keep him, it'll probably depend on what happens on May 8th.
Yeah. I mean, Lord knows, man. I mean, this is a. It's very serious, and that I mean, if he did do it, I mean, I'd still say his career being on the line is probably the last thing that probably matters.
Yeah,
but like, obviously this woman's health and all that, and if she got beat, like, holy crap, he's awful. Mm-hmm. But like, I am just interested. Like, I don't think it's too bad to say like, what is Marvel going to do?
Yeah, I mean, my idea, they're going to recast. He hasn't been. I mean, he's a good actor, and it'll be hard to kind of find someone that can bring that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Each Kang's kind of different. He has that the range.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And I think it'll be hard. He hasn't shown up he's only been in 2 projects and that post-credit scenes, but and I think they can get away with.
I guess they're variants. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
Yeah.
It's very. I mean, it's a very weird situation.
Yeah.
I am hoping I'm hoping his name gets cleared, or I'm hoping the truth. I just hope.
Just want the truth.
The truth comes out. That's all I need.
And like I said, we'll keep you updated. But that is what's going on there. Man. All right. Next up here, getting away from the drama and into news. Recent rewrites of the Blade script have reportedly reduced Kit Harington's planned role as the Black Knight in the movie. So, So at the end of Eternals, right? You had that whole thing with Blade's voice or whatever. So it seems Black Knight was going to be in that movie, but due to rewrites, they've reduced his role. So I'm guessing he'll only probably be in a post-credit scene.
I'm okay with it.
For what I assumed in this movie, it's going to be based in the 1920s. So I don't see why he would be around anyway, unless it's an older version of the Black Knight.
Yeah, because the guy was like, it's like a big family history thing.
Yeah, each one of his family members was a Black Knight.
I'm okay with that. I'm there for Blade.
Yeah.
I'm okay. If that means they get more Blade screen time, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the villain of this movie is going to be Lilith, because she's the villain of the Midnight Suns game. Yeah. She's the mother of demons and that kind of stuff. Or something like that, mother of Superman. I don't know what it is, but that's what I've been hearing. It might be the villain of the movie. I've also been hearing that Dracula will be the villain, so I have no idea.
Please, Anthony Starr.
That would be so awesome. Yeah, speaking of writing for projects, Marvel Studios' Vision Quest, which is a show that is still happening, has added the WandaVision writers Megan McDonnell and Peter Cameron, the writing team. To be expected, I think.
Yeah, very.
Let me see what episodes Peter Cameron wrote of WandaVision. He also was a writer on Werewolf by Night and Moon Knight, and he's writing for Agatha Coven of Chaos.
Oh, I thought that shit got canceled, did it not?
No, it just got pushed back.
Okay.
It was on the fence, I heard at one point. So he was also a consulting producer on Werewolf by Night as well, too. Let's see. What did he do for WandaVision? I want to know. He was an executive story editor. He did the Halloween episode.
Okay, that was a great episode.
And he did the which one is this one? On a very special episode. Which one is the 80s episode? The one where Pietro showed up. That one's my favorite, one of my favorites. So yeah, he did some good ones.
So this is some good stuff. And Werewolf by Night's great, So.
Yeah. And then Megan McDonnell. Let's see, Megan McDonnell, WandaVision. She did the episode Now in Color, so the very first Color episode. One with it was like the proud by that one with a vision. That joke. Did you not remember that joke? That was like my.
Oh, dude, I don't remember that joke at all. I'm sorry.
It was where the fruit or whatever like fell out of the basket. Vision ran over and caught it, and he said, "I can't wait to be a proud papaya."
Oh,
and it
dude.
was like,
I remember that now.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wrote the Now in Color episode, like I said. Also wrote the episode We Interrupt This Program, which was the first one where it didn't take place inside the Hex. I think it was outside with Darcy and Jimmy Woo and all them.
Yeah.
Okay. She co-wrote the Marvels as well. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're on Vision Quest now.
Oh, that's good. That's great though, because I love WandaVision, and that's still like, is that still your favorite MCU show?
No.
What is your favorite?
That's Loki.
Oh, really? I thought
it was WandaVision at one point, and then it turned to Loki.
Well, rankings say otherwise. I'm just saying.
Speaking of shows, hey, this next thing I'm about to talk about could turn out to be one of our favorites. Secret Invasion. We got a lot of news about that. Set to premiere June 21st. Summer show. So taking the spot of Loki. I assume. Because Loki was supposed to be in June. We're getting a trailer. As this is coming out, this is released, it might already be out. But Sunday, April 2nd on ESPN. So it'll be tomorrow night. When we're recording this, we'll be getting our first full-on trailer now for Secret Invasion.
I saw a trailer for the trailer today. I was at a restaurant. I was at Cagney's, and they play. I saw a TV background. They were playing.
Now, we live in a time where we get trailers for trailers. What's going on?
Ain't that insane? Oh yeah, they'll be like build up for the trailer. Like it's
what? Okay, but we've learned some stuff about Secret Invasion. I want to make sure I didn't have a whole separate section for it. I didn't. Okay. I'll talk about it now. We have information about what's going to go on, and we got set pictures as well. I don't know if you want me to share my screen so you can see some of these photos.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'll share my screen. Share. All right. Okay. So read all this. Okay, here we go. So this is kind of where it starts. Here, Nick Fury first became an ally of the Skrulls and Captain Marvel when he and Ben Mendelsohn's alien leader Talos fought side by side. In that story, the Skrulls were not a threat, just the innocent victims of a galactic war who needed help. But decades have passed since then. Samuel Jackson says, he told the Skrulls they were trying to find them a place to live. He promised them they were going to find them a planet or somewhere they could be, and that's not going so well. It's been about 30 years, and he still hasn't found them a home, from what I remember. This is the first picture we got here. First, this weirded me out. Yeah. I was like, what's going on? I was like, this is strange. Then I realized, I'm pretty sure that's not Nick Fury.
Yeah.
That's a Skrull, because now, I don't know if you remember in Captain Marvel, the way the Skrulls kind of like greet each other, he did it with his wife, was this.
Yeah.
So I think that might be, it's either his daughter or his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe Nick Fury. You think Nick Fury's taking like a con to that? Of like that's how.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people were saying this looks very like romantic, and I mean, it could be. I don't think it is because Nick Fury has a wife, and Talos also has a wife.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be some kind of like brotherly thing.
It is because like.
But I think it's a Skrull because that way they're doing the foreheads.
Well, I think it's just Nick Fury because if he's like hanging with the Skrulls and all that, it's like he's probably greeting them the way they greet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's that.
It could be. It says now a group of Skrull extremists has arisen, and they're tired of asking and tired of waiting. Clandestine takeover and secret invasion is their solution, and Gravik, played by Kingsley Ben-Adir, is the resistance leader who has radicalized them. He breaks from the Talos-led faction to seize the resources they need, first quietly while in disguise, then by force if needed. Storyline mirrors countless true stories from actual history when displaced groups have first fractured, then lashed out after patience and diplomacy are exhausted. It says, I think anytime you get cultures that have significant tensions between groups of people, then you can find a corollary, says Ben Mendelsohn. The Cold War stuff is the big one that jumps out, but there's plenty of strife between groups of people that this addresses. The next picture of the villain, look at the light shining through the rays and stuff. It's just that, and it's just him sitting there. Kind of, he was in the first trailer, I believe.
It was.
Yeah. The conflict is not just geopolitical; it's personal. One Skrull radical, Amelia Clark's Gaia, who is Talos' daughter, who appeared. She was just a little girl in the first Captain Marvel. She's there, and now she's all grown up in this. She has issues with Talos that go far deeper than most. Let's see. Her characters appeared before. She was a daughter, yeah. Okay, this is her character in her human form.
Okay.
So it's her kind of in a, I don't know where she's at. Growing up amidst constant war makes it hard to ever stop fighting. Living in the shadow of a powerful parent makes the situation even more dire, especially when they're a leader who is seen as having failed. In Gaia's case, resistance was virtually inevitable. It's hardened her, for sure. There's a kind of punk feeling you get from this girl. There's a refugee kid who has had Talos for a dad. You know what I mean? Maybe the fact that we didn't know he had a kid up until this point tells you everything you need to know about their relationship. And that is true. He didn't know he had a kid in that movie until he met. Gaia is also pretty much over her dad's friend's fury and his fellow human beings. So these people promised a lot of stuff a long time ago, and not a lot has happened. So understandably, a certain amount of resentment has been built up. There's a lot of emotions that live within her, and there's a lot of confrontational aspects to her character that have come from circumstance. You understand why she has these feelings that she does. And there's a picture of her and her dad.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion draws inspiration from the comic, yeah. Takes cues from Cold War espionage thrillers. Kind of like the shows Homeland and the Americans.
Okay.
What you find is there are people that you trust or you think you can trust, or you can only trust to a certain point. And this quest to unravel the Skrull extremist plot, Fury crosses paths with a number of figures who, like him, have held positions of off-the-books influence around the globe. They tend to be comfortable operating outside the strictures of law. One of them is Martin Freeman's Everett K. Ross, the CIA agent who has been in Civil War and the Black Panther movies. So there he is right there. He'll be in it.
Oh, dude, yeah. Black Panther character.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So glad he's there. Oh, very happy.
And others, Don Cheadle's James Rhodes. Rhodes, the military weapons liaison from the Iron Man films, who has frequently fought on the front lines as War Machine. This is a different kind of roadie, a political animal, and not, a guy who has a special suit. He's the president's right-hand man in this, so he's the guy that makes a lot of decisions, some good, some bad. A more antagonistic presence in Secret Invasion is MI6 agent played by Oscar winner Olivia Colman, who's ostensibly motivated to protect England's national security interests during the crisis. The question, as with everybody in the story, is whether her stated goals are the truth. Somebody that you've never seen her play before. She's full-blooded and just relishes being that person. It's her. See, we don't know if any of these people are Skrulls or not.
Yeah.
It's about to be a whole... the one individual Fury is certain he can rely on is Maria Hill, played by Colby Smulders. Hill has never had a mechanical suit, biologically enhanced strength, or mystical powers. She's always been... Okay, there she is, that photo.
Something I willing to bet there's going to be like something that a Skrull does that not everyone does, like not everyone else does. So
well, that's the thing. They can't recall long-term memories. They took for that Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah, oh dude, it's been so long since I've seen that.
That's why we're gonna have to rewatch that before the show comes out. We're gonna have to do a review of it.
Yeah,
or just rewatch it.
Because I was like, I feel like there's gonna be something there. And then if you go back,
I mean, if you want to do an MCU review rewatch in chronological order, I mean, Captain Marvel would be second one. So I mean,
what
I want to do that?
What would be the first? First would be Captain America. Yeah. Dude. Okay. Dude, I need to see where someone like literally pasted the entire Infinity Saga in like real chronological.
That would be
where they have like it's
all over the place.
Captain America, then it shows Guardians at the beginning.
No, it would have to be. It would actually have to be like Eternals first, or something like that, or stuff from the Thor movies with like way back when.
Yeah, in the Infinity Saga, he didn't have like the new stuff.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
So he had, and then you're going to see like Black Panther with like T'Challa's dad killing.
Well, you still also have the Thor stuff with like Odin fighting the Frost Giants and
so many things and all that. And it's like, it's crazy.
Let's see. This says Hill has been fulfilling her human watchdog role mostly by herself for years. Let's see. Marvel faithful will remember that. Nick Fury has been said to be off-world ever since the events of Endgame. Let's see. Figure who appeared to be Fury was actually Tails in the Sky. Blah blah. We already knew all this. Hill's run out of patience. She had this close relationship with Fury. He's been gone for a long time, so she's been running around putting out fires. Yeah, there's a picture of Talos' daughter again. Let's see here.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Sorry, excuse me. It's very interesting. Great makeup. Is that CGI or is that makeup?
It looks like makeup.
Yeah, that's great.
Or a bit of CGI in the eyes, actually.
Great. I love it.
Then this goes through a lot. There's no set photo of Nick Fury. He doesn't have his eye patch. I don't know if they talk about it. Yeah. They know that he doesn't have it. He reveals that it's his character's choice. He hasn't been miraculously healed. He just doesn't wear the eye patch. The patch is part of who the strong Nick Fury was. It's part of his vulnerability now. You can look at it and see he's not this perfectly indestructible person. He doesn't feel like that guy. And apparently he's been up in space hiding because of what happened with Natasha and Tony. And he feels like he just doesn't know what to do anymore. He's like, I just lost like these two like staples in this team that I put together. Like, what am I?
Oh, yeah. I think that's awesome, honestly. I think that's really good.
And that's all we know. That's Secret Invasion, but we'll get a trailer tomorrow.
Yeah. It's crazy how long we've known like nothing about that show.
Yeah. We still hardly know anything. We just know basic details.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what, I mean, I know I get the gist what's going on, but I don't know like any kind of like rumors about what might happen.
Seeing something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, dude, it like.
And Shang-Chi was rumored to be in this at one point. Next up here, Deadpool 3 is going to be a movie focusing solely on Deadpool versus the TVA. And Mobius and Miss Minutes are both going to be in the movie.
Okay, well, that's great news to hear.
Yeah,
because I say this is my most anticipated movie right now.
I think so. For me, yeah, it'd have to be.
I love all the Deadpool movies, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm going to combine this with another piece of news down here. Oh, where'd it go? I lost it. Crap. Okay. Deadpool stars Karan Soni and Leslie Uggams are going to be in Deadpool 3, returning as Dopinder and Blind Al.
So yeah, so they get everyone back. Now we got hear the confirmation.
We're not getting that one dude back.
Weasel.
Weasel. Yeah, what was his name?
T.J. Miller.
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Yeah, because weird stuff going on with him right now, I guess. Yeah. I wonder if they're going to get Colossus and all of them in it. Wasn't the Colossus actor the ones that are?
He teased that he would be in it, but I don't know. That would be. I mean, we might be getting a. He teased it, but we might also be getting a lot of other X-Men too, as this is supposed to be the first crossover between the Fox universe. So we heard stuff about the Fantastic Four, and the actors from all the X-Men movies. Saw that, so we don't know. I'm
sure if they're getting all the X-Men actors back, they're going to get they ain't played Colossus and all that.
I mean, they might.
Another thing I'm wondering is, are they getting Cable? I mean, if it's involving, Cable has to be in it as well.
We also don't know.
Well, I know.
So. Okay. Speaking of Deadpool 3, I was combine this too. Succession star Matthew McFadden has joined the cast of Deadpool 3, and he will be playing, according to leakers, a comic accurate version of Hydra Bob.
That's awesome. So, some of y'all might be wondering, well, what the heck? Bob was in the first one. That's true. But this is a recast, right? Is that correct?
Well, it is a recast, but also you could also blame it on variants and stuff.
Yeah.
You might recognize them.
Yeah. He'd be like, Bob, is that you? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Okay, yep. I'm good.
Yeah, cool. I'm ready for this. I'm so ready for this movie. Hope it doesn't get delayed.
God.
It starts filming next month, so I mean, I don't know.
I can't wait to see the set photos and see like
see Wolverine.
Oh my God. We're gonna see a real Wolverine, man. That's gonna be awesome.
It'll be great. Yeah, that's that. Born Again, Daredevil Born Again. I almost picked up this comic book earlier when I was at the store. I didn't because it was like $18, and I was like, I'll buy some else. But we got news that Punisher is going to be playing a major part in the show. Don't know anything other than that about Punisher. But we do know, according to Vincent D'Onofrio, that it's going to be split into 2 parts. So with 18 episodes, I'm thinking they're going to do it the way TV shows do it. 9 episodes, mid-season break. 9 more episodes, and then it's over.
Yep.
So it's going to be, you already know there's going to be a huge cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's going to be a cliffhanger that's going to piss everyone off. Yep. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. That would suck. We did get news, thankfully. There are a lot of people worried about this. Something with Foggy was shot the other day.
Yeah.
We don't know what. We don't know with who. We don't know if it's the same actor or not. But something with him was shot.
So there's a chance here.
Yeah. He's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be in the show much. I think there was going to be a reason for that too.
Yeah.
But he'll be in. I don't think Karen's going to be there. Which, I mean, we don't need Karen. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
She's Kratos' wife. We don't.
Yeah. Exactly.
Stay over there.
Something I was wondering is like, because I know one guy said it's not good news for Foggy fans.
I heard that too. I wonder if he dies.
I know Soup. Yeah, Soup said something as well.
That it's gonna make a lot of people very angry. Something like that.
Yeah, and he's like what? Like how angry? He's like 1,000,000%.
Yeah, you think they're gonna kill Foggy?
I don't know if Soup even knows it's gonna piss people off.
How does Soup know? How does he know? What's going on?
I'm not a reliable leak or anything. Far from it. But
Soups is not a leaker at all.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just saying. I mean, he claims stuff. I was just like, okay, because he usually Sims is the guy.
He doesn't normally do stuff like that, so it's strange.
Yeah. So that's really honestly why it caught my eye of anything. I was like, okay.
Yeah. But we also have more information about Daredevil, just a little bit, but it connects to other stuff, so I'm not going to talk about it at the moment. But yeah, that is what we know so far about Daredevil Born Again. It's filming right now. A lot of set photos going around. Yeah. All right. Captain America. Well, I don't know if you saw a bunch of set photos the other day, but we got some information. The return of Liv Tyler as Betty Ross, Captain America: New World Order.
Okay.
How happy are you that they're finally tying in all this Incredible Hulk stuff?
Dude, I've been waiting for almost let's see how long, 15 years?
Close, yeah.
Yeah, 15 years for all this. Oh no, not 15. It would be 15.
Yeah.
So yeah, years for the time all this up. And it's I'm happy, very happy.
Yeah. She's they filmed a scene with her at a funeral. Pretty sure it's maybe the previous president's funeral, because there's another president besides Thunderbolt Ross in Secret Invasion. So I'm pretty sure that president might turn out to be a Skrull.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. Yeah, she's in it. We got also some rumors that Julia Louis-Dreyfus is going to be returning as Val in Captain America: New World Order.
Okay.
I have a screenshot here. I got to read about that because it is plot related. She will be working with 5 different villains in the movie to form the Serpent Society. Their main mission will be to obtain adamantium from Tiamat Island, which is what the original plot rumor was. And Tiamat Island also was going to be, we read a version of Genosha, which is the X-Men island.
Yeah.
And that ties right into this next little thing here, that according to insider Jeff Snyder, 2 characters from the MCU X-Men team will appear with cameo roles in the movie.
So I wonder who those would be.
No, it'll be some 2 members of our official X-Men team, whoever it is. So, I don't know. I thought that was something we could maybe speculate on, because that's pretty big.
I mean, that's a really big thing to even point out.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if you had to say an X-Men character, that will definitely.
No, well, I don't think it'll be one. I don't think either one of those will be Wolverine.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if they're just now discovering adamantium, Wolverine hasn't been created yet.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they're saving Wolverine for Deadpool.
Yeah. And then our version of Wolverine, like I said, hasn't been created yet. If they're just now discovering this adamantium, unless it's been on Earth somehow before, but I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm trying to. I mean, I'd say maybe. I don't want to say not Cyclops.
Yeah.
What about Well, we kind of out there, but what about Rogue?
Maybe Rogue and Gambit would be really cool to see.
Rogue and Gambit. Beast.
There's a possibility there. What about?
Because I mean, here's the thing. I want to think about classic X-Men. X-Men 97 is going to come up. I feel like they're going to use them. They would use
Storm?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, that's what I want to say. I want to say it's Beast. Actually, pretty confident in that.
Beast. All right. Well, there's gonna be 2 of them, so we never know.
So Beast and Rogue. There you
go. All right. I don't have a guess.
Storm. Ooh, dude, I didn't even think about Storm. I feel like Beast and Storm. That's gonna be the 2.
All right. Well, I don't necessarily have a guess. I'll be fine with whatever. I'll say one. I kind of would be interested in seeing.
Yeah.
Angel.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay.
I'd like to see Angel, but I don't know. I don't know in what capacity they'll show up or how, and that would also determine who it would be. So I don't know. Like if it takes place on the island, then I don't know what the heck who they will be. I don't think it'll be Rogue if it's take place on the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be some character like Juggernaut. Maybe, I don't know. That'd be crazy.
I mean,
Juggernaut show up.
Considering just the good guys.
Well, this is good guys. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, it's the MCU X-Men team.
Okay.
So I don't know. Let us know though what you guys think. Who would you want the two to be? Yeah. All right. What's next? Okay. Thomas Hayden Church. He has stated that he has had conversations about potentially returning as Sandman in a future project.
W.
Yes. You also have what was his name? Why am I blanking on Doc Ock's name? Alfred Molina. I was going to say Willem Dafoe. I was like, I don't know why I was trying to say that. I don't know. It's late. I'm tired. Okay. He had also teased a little bit that he could maybe come back in the future. You think this will be in the MCU as our versions of these characters, or maybe some other Sony related thing?
That I don't know. I can't imagine them doing like a I mean they're doing an El Muerto movie, so I guess I would be surprised if they do like a Doc Ock movie or something. Well, I'm wondering how they would do it though. If they made them like, yeah, these will be the MCU villains.
I mean, the variants and stuff. I mean, they look the same. A lot of Loki variants look the same.
Yeah, but it's interesting because they've already defeated them before.
Yeah, and so Spider-Man would recognize them.
Yeah, Spider-Man would recognize them, be like, he's might like the same problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the only way he defeated Doc Ock was because of the nanotech, which he doesn't have anymore.
Yeah. But I mean, he knows kind of what to aim for. Unless this universe's Doc Ock has something different.
Smarter, so kind of like a superior Doc Ock kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what that would be exactly, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wonder, I mean, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. But, I guess we'll find out. That's just, he could be lying. You never know.
Yeah, could be. just for the hell of it.
Yep. All right, Wonder Man. Demetrius Gross has been cast as the Grim Reaper in Wonder Man series. Grim Reaper is also Wonder Man's brother.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he's there. The Grim Reaper's helmet showed up in one of the intros of WandaVision. As a little Easter egg, and everyone thought he would show up in the show, but he didn't. Now he's going to be showing up in Wonder Man, which is a character that is connected to the Scarlet Witch because they are lovers in the comics. At one point.
Think we'll get something there?
It's possible. I mean, she doesn't have Vision anymore. Vision's off doing his own thing.
He has White Vision, girl.
He's doing he's off on his little quest, whatever that is.
Quest is to find Wanda. That's it.
It just all ties back in like that. I'll go ahead and add the other piece of Wonder Man news. Ed Harris has joined the cast of Wonder Man, reportedly playing Wonder Man's agent, which will be the villain of the series, Neil Saroyan. Yeah, I think it's how I said it. This is both a good and a bad thing. The good being he's a really good actor.
Very good. Very good.
Yes. The bad being, you want to let him know what the bad is?
Yeah, sure. Ain't no Bob Odenkirk. That's it.
It's not. Yeah, Bob Odenkirk was previously rumored to be in talks for the role, but it looks like ultimately it did not work out. So I don't know why, but I mean, it sucks. I would have loved to see him in a Marvel thing, especially playing maybe a villain. But
yeah, so I think he can do it, man. But I need to watch that new show he's in called like Good Hank or whatever, or Bad Like Hank. Yeah. But I was like, dude, I was begging. It was going to be like really hyper. Like I would have been like the most anticipated Marvel show. Just him, but I don't think they dropped the ball with the casting. I think what's the Ed Helms?
Ed Helms.
That's someone else. Ed
Helms. Are you telling me that Stu from Hangover or Andy from The Office is going to be?
Hey. Hey, Ed Helms could play a Marvel villain at some point. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to. Let's get Ed Helms in the MCU.
Has he? Has he ever been
No,
in
he
it?
hasn't.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
So far.
Yeah. Let's see here. I lost my spot. We're talking about Wonder Man, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, speaking of, I have there's no segue for this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of one, but there's no segue. I just have to go into this. Thunderbolts. That's a movie. It starts filming in June. Has a new writer. The new writer is Lee Sung-jin. He will be replacing Eric Pearson. Eric Pearson was the writer for Black Widow, who was originally attached to write this. Apparently, we know the reason he was replaced. You ready for this?
Yes.
His script focused too much on the Black Widow characters and not anyone else in the team. It was just going to be like a sequel to Black Widow.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, so they got rid of him, and they got.
It's like having a Guardians movie, but only focusing on like Groot and Rocket. I mean,
I'd watch it.
I would. Well, that's not a good example. Let's think here. I don't know. Justice League just only focusing on the Amazons. You know? Yeah. I guess it's better. I don't know. But that's like really. I love. God, what's his name? The Soviet
Red Guardian. Red Guardian.
Yeah, Red Guardian. Yeah, and his sister. I mean, if I'm having a team movie, I like to have every TV movie needs to be.
Yeah, I mean the team. I mean you got being led by Val, so Julie Louis-Dreyfus the whole movie.
Yeah,
this is her movie. This is. She is the Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's her, Ghost, Taskmaster's there, which I hope they do something with. They're having a new writer for Taskmaster, so hopefully. Okay. Yeah, moving on. Did I say U.S. Agent? No, U.S. Agent. Yelena, Red Guardian, Bucky, and I think that's everyone.
Yeah, that's everyone.
And Lee Sung-jin. Let me look up his stuff. He just made a show. Apparently, it's getting really good reviews. Called Beef.
Just called Beef.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I don't know what it's about. I've never watched. Does he have an IMDb? He does. Okay. He's worked on. He's best known for Beef, the show. A series, animated. I guess an anime. Looks like called Undone. Show called Dave, and another cartoon looks like Tuca and Birdie. Is what it's called. He's working on a lot of other stuff too. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's done 14 episodes of It's Always Sunny.
Ooh, wow. Did it say what episodes?
Yeah. Season 4 he did all of season 4.
Ooh, that's really good. That's really good. What episodes were there?
All of them.
Well, I know. Just like name one of them.
Okay.
Just like,
Mac and Dennis Manhunters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, this guy's good.
Mac and Charlie Die Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah, that's like my favorite episode. Okay.
Sweet D has a heart attack.
Okay. Because I remember season 4 being really good. I just can't fully remember what episodes were.
Yeah, he did all of the. Did he do 5 too? He wrote 1 and 5.
Wow.
He wrote Patty's Pub, home of the original Kitten Mittens.
Ah, it's a good day, dude. That's a good episode. Holy crap! Oh yeah, this guy's good. This guy's good.
He's also wrote on Silicon Valley. He's done a lot of shows like that. Director, he directed Beef. Okay. Produced. Okay. Yeah. So he's writing the script for Thunderbolts now.
Oh, that's awesome.
So there's probably gonna be some comedy in there. I mean, there's a lot of funny characters in there that make some jokes. Red Guardian. Yeah, that is what's going on there. All right. This is what I was going to talk about. with Daredevil kind of connecting with Echo and Spider-Man 4. Let me pull up the screenshot right here. Wilson Fisk is going to be running for mayor of New York City, which we've talked about before. And this will be explored and take place throughout several different projects, including Spider-Man 4 and Echo. He is going to hire contractors to kill the vigilantes of the city, so he as a way of asserting more of his power, getting rid of them, basically. The top of his hit list are Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Daredevil, and Spider-Man. And Punisher, I think, from what I read earlier.
Okay.
Oh, so,
well, I wonder if he has beef with Spider. I guess he's just trying to get rid of all of them.
He's trying to get rid of all the vigilantes, so he can completely take over New York.
Okay. I respect that.
I'm ready for that. I'm here for it.
Yep.
I'll be rooting for him.
Yep.
I love Vincent D'Onofrio. Vincent D'Onofrio seems like a really cool guy.
Oh yeah.
He's going to be at freaking GalaxyCon this year.
Yep. That's great.
And Charlie Cox. Sean Bernthal is there. I'm going.
I want to go. I would like to.
It would be nice. It's very expensive. Hey, that'd be cool.
Yep.
All right. Sony has announced The Spider Within, a new in-universe Spider-Verse short debuting in June. I got an article here talking about it. Set in the world of the upcoming Across Spider-Verse. It will debut at the Annecy International Animation Film Festival this June. In the short, Miles struggles to balance his responsibilities as a teenager, friend, and student while acting as Brooklyn's friendly neighborhood superhero. And for a particularly challenging day living with these pressures, Miles experiences a panic attack that forces him to confront the manifestations of his anxiety and learn that reaching out for help can be just as brave an act as protecting his city from evil. It's a part of Sony new mentorship program, Lens, leading and empowering new storytellers. So I don't want to read all this, but you get the gist.
Yeah.
We'll probably get. You think this will play in front of the movie?
I think so. If not, it'll be a extra on when the Blu-ray releases.
All right. That's that. That's not nothing too big. Just little info there. All right. Here we go. This is where we can get a little bit more in depth. Not too in depth, but just a bit. With this, a new report has indicated that Marvel Studios' recent delays are due to the studio's renewed, quote, commitment to quality and willingness to take the time to get things right with each new MCU project.
Okay. I can do it.
Well, we went most of the in-depth earlier, so there's actually not much to say. But that is apparently what's going on. They are fixing a lot of stuff. Thankfully, and we'll benefit from that. They will too. They'll get more money, more people start. Hopefully, the MCU downward spiral that a lot of people talk about will kind of maybe flatten out a little bit.
Yep, that's hope.
And yeah, but yeah, that's really all I got to say for that. Scorpion, Michael Mando will be returning in Spider-Man 4.
That's who?
Is that who?
That? Yeah, who?
Michael Mando, Scorpion.
Oh, him? Oh, Nacho from
Nacho from Better Call Saul. Yes.
Nacho Varga. All right, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I guess he'll be one of the contractors because he wanted to kill Spider-Man. He wanted to know what his name was.
Yeah,
and he said there's he got people inside and out that want to have a piece of him or whatever he said.
Yeah, so we're probably going to hear the result of that.
Yeah, finally. I'm happy about it too. I'm excited, kind of excited to see what the MCU Scorpion looks like. I want to see what the live action Scorpion looks like anyway.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way they did it in this PS4 game. So
yeah, I did too. So I'm excited, man. Please,
yeah.
We all need it.
Yeah, that's true. Tickets for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 are set to go on sale this Monday, April 3rd. A trailer is also possibly coming Monday. And speaking on trailers, new Across Spider-Verse trailer is also releasing Monday. We have 4 trailers next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Kill us now.
Yeah, please.
Hopefully there's not much news. But we'll see.
Excuse me. Yeah, we'll see. So tomorrow's Secret Invasion, as we are recording this.
Yeah.
Then it's what?
Then the next day it's Blue Beetle, Guardians, and Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and then what's
3 in one day?
Okay, so 3 1 day, 1 Sunday. Okay, all right, you ready?
Yeah. And the final piece of news here. Oh, I actually want to touch on this. Cross Spider-Verse trailer is rumored to have archived footage of Toby, Andrew, and Tom.
Yes. W.
Yeah, there we go. Moving on to the biggest thing to end off the Marvel news. Fantastic Four has a new writer.
Yeah, this one I'm very, very happy about.
Okay, the original writers were 2 guys who only did stuff for sitcoms, I think, and like things I've never heard of. Some Apple TV, I think.
Yeah.
It's a new guy, Josh Friedman, is the writer of Avatar: The Way of Water, as well as Snowpiercer, the show.
Yeah.
Which I haven't watched, but I've heard it's good. He wrote Terminator: Dark Fate. I don't know, I think maybe the newest one. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
War of the Worlds. He wrote that movie. Let's see. He also worked on that Foundation show that the other writers worked on.
Yeah.
Interesting. He wrote. He's done some stuff with David Lyncher. I didn't know that. He's a popular director. He did. Let's see. The World's Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Snowpiercer and Avatar are the 2 big ones, and apparently Avatar has heavy family dynamics, and they're really good. So that bodes well for this movie.
And is it that Reed and Sue's like kids supposed to be in this movie as well?
Yes.
So
what are their names? Valeria and what's the son's name?
I can't remember either names.
It's Valeria and it's not Scott. Let's see. I gotta look it up. Valeria and Valeria Richards and see what comes up. Her brother is Franklin? Yeah, Franklin Richards. Okay, that's his name. Franklin and Valeria. All right. Yeah. Took longer than I thought to find that out. Yeah, they'll be in it though. I think this bodes well. This is yet another thing. I think this is a signal of they're fixing some stuff. They're changing writers. They're like, okay, I think they're done settling for these kind of crappy. I don't say crappy writers because I don't know, but less experienced writers, especially for a movie. The brevity of Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Okay. I'm incredibly excited for this. I haven't seen. I probably should not really be saying it. I haven't seen. Have you seen Avatar or no? Way of the Water?
I haven't. I just know what other people have talked about it.
People I have seen. They said
the movie's made like $2 billion already.
Only that it's not like everyone will out and go see it or anything. A little small.
No, definitely, yeah, like $500 million. Oh no.
Yeah, it's $500 million.
I've heard a lot. I like the stuff about the writing of it. I heard that the family thing is really good, and I watched a few scenes, and it may seem like that. I need to see that movie. I wasn't a big fan of the first one, so I'm just not.
Yeah, I get you.
I wasn't too interested in it, but yeah, that's the end of Marvel news though.
That's great.
Yeah, pretty good. Happy about that. First, before we move into the DC news, there have been 2 deaths. The deaths of Dr. Henderson and Dr. Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
Arkham Patients, April Fools. It's not April Fools anymore. I can't say that.
Hey, who died? I feel like I would have seen this.
They sadly passed away after a mysterious assailant stabbed them in their offices. And somehow they got it all on recording, so you guys can go listen to that with the Arkham Files Season 2 finale, Court of Owls. Yeah, that's that little plug into the DC news. Here we go. Colin Farrell and Paul Dano are set to return for the Batman Part 2.
Well, that's great news to hear.
It's Oz. in Oz.
Hey, get easy.
I'm incredibly excited for the Penguin show and Batman 2.
Yeah.
It's just we gotta wait so long.
Yeah. Poor Darien. You can't wait. You can't wait long, can you?
I do not want to wait 2 years.
Yeah, I know. But I mean,
but it'd be worth it because also that year we get a Superman movie and we get Fantastic Four.
yeah, I mean, we get.
Oh my god! Like that year is just gonna blow our minds.
And not to mention, I mean, if there's like any like really good sequel coming out for a movie, or I don't know, or some type of. I mean, 2025 could be my year.
It could be.
It could be. I don't know.
Never know. I'm excited. I'm incredibly excited. I'm very happy that Riddler's coming back. Penguin was a definite. I mean, so it didn't really need to. I wasn't too surprised by that, but I'm happy Riddler's going to be back, and they're not just saving him for one movie and that's it.
Yeah.
Curious what kind of role he'll have in the movie, but nevertheless, at least he's in it, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. About that.
We got more drama to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen the stuff going on with Shazam and Black Adam? And
I have not.
You have, but you're not remembering it.
Well, just play
Shazam: Fury of the Gods. In the movie, the Justice Society from Black Adam were supposed to recruit Shazam, and they were recruiting Shazam in the post credits. The Rock denied access, and David S. Sandberg had to make last minute decision to add Harcourt and Economos, which we still haven't seen the movie, by the way, but I pretty much know everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know everything, but I know the big stuff.
I've the movie at this point. Yeah. I'll just play for a streaming or something, right?
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson attempted to restructure the DCU, centering him and Henry Cavill Superman, and he did not allow Zachary Levi to cameo in Black Adam. And Zachary Levi posted this on his story and said, "The truth shall set you free." And I feel bad for this man.
Oh yeah, I know. It was pretty out there. It was pretty obvious that this movie was not going to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, the director said it himself. I mean, it had really bad marketing. Nothing wrong with Zachary Levi. I think they just what they wrote. Like who wrote this? Do you know at the top of your head or not?
No, I don't.
I mean, the trailers didn't look good. I mean, it looked cringy. And I was just like, I don't want to. And it didn't look interesting. You know? Like the villains in the movie was like a simple dragon, and
it was written by Henry Gayden and Chris Morgan.
Anything you know what they wrote or?
Henry Gayden wrote the first Shazam.
Yeah, the first one was good.
And Chris Morgan wrote every Fast and Furious movie.
Dang, okay.
Literally every that's why that Fast and Furious line was in it. It was this dude. Yeah.
That's literally why you read it. I mean, it's not even, those movies aren't bad. So I don't know what happened. I don't like how they wrote Shazam, like, because everyone's saying, like, yeah, not Barry, Billy acts like more like a mature, he's like 18 years old and all that. You know what I'm saying? He's very grown now. But like then, as soon as he's like Shazam, he feels like he's like 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't evolved. And I don't know. I think I was like, man, that sounds kind of lame. I don't want to like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like a missed opportunity there. So, but that's crazy with like not Black Adam, The Rock. I think it was to be called Black Adam, but I won't allow it. And darn it, I will not. Golly, yeah, I think that the Rock's ego is very
inflated,
very, very to the max, and the guy wanted Black Adam to be Superman's villain. You know what I'm saying? And that just does not sit right with me at all.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like know your place. Hey.
Know your role and shut your mouth. That's what he used to say in WWE.
You helped bring the DC universe back to life. I'd be more than happy to give you credit for that. But I will never say you are a Superman villain, or you should be front of the line when it comes to DC's or when it comes to like DC characters. Far from it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's what's going on though. Shazam drama stuff going on. Crazy. All right. The Penguin series, this is like baffling. The Penguin series has hired stunt performers. And these stunt performers have worked on films such as, ready for this? Here we go. Stunt performers from Joker, Uncut Gems, the Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Mission Impossible Fallout. And John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum.
Dang. That's
Penguin's about to be doing backflips.
He's gonna be
like, all this stuff.
He's gonna get some hits, man. Like, good God.
Yeah, so they got some pretty crazy stunt performers.
He's gonna take some beatings.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I thought I threw that in there though. Real quick, we're going to touch on some Joker 2 set photos.
Okay.
See we got one today, a video of Harley dancing on the same stairs that Joker danced on the first one.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So that's happening. Great. We saw what her outfit looks like.
Yep. She looks great. I just want to point out, she looks incredible.
Mm-hmm. I also agree, but the best set photo, in my opinion, is this little one. There's a bunch of people sitting down, right? And one of them has a sign, and the sign reads, "Dent is a clown."
Oh my God!
Thoughts?
Hey, hey, it's a clown. Hey, that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be great. Two-Face is,
I have a feeling it is not Harvey Dent. I think it's going to be his father.
You know,
because Harvey Dent's the same age as Bruce. Harvey might be in the movie.
Yeah, he might.
But Harvey is supposed to be the same age as Bruce.
You might. I mean, you'll see him as a kid.
It's possible. I don't know. That's what I think. But then again, this is an Elseworlds thing. It could be whatever it wants to be. So,
I'm really expecting there to be like a big. I don't know, man. I'm very excited though to see what they're do with it.
I am too. Next year.
Yep.
Speaking of Harvey Dent, rumor has it, according to a source that has recently had correct film scoops. So, I mean, not totally 100% reliable, but I mean, semi-reliable. They've got some stuff right. Harvey Dent Two-Face will appear in the Batman Part 2.
So we will see Two-Face himself.
It's just Harvey Dent / Two-Face.
Oh,
so I guess, I don't know, either one, but pretty sure it'll just be Harvey Dent.
Yeah, I mean, I can believe that. I can believe that could be happening.
Yeah, if it's going to be focusing some more on some Bruce Wayne aspects of the movie, then you'd want to bring in the people connected to Bruce Wayne, which would be Harvey Dent.
Probably the biggest one.
Gordon will be in a lot more, probably.
Yeah, I can't wait to if he runs for like district attorney and all that. That's gonna be such a especially.
The district attorney died in the first one.
Yeah, so they're going to have an election.
Yep, that's true. They could have some hints about that in the Penguin show.
Yeah, not to mention as well. Forget to mention here that what do you call it? Oh dang, I forgot. Whatever. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Well, do you think we're going to see Robert Pattinson become like more of a Bruce Wayne we are familiar with?
Yeah, that's. I think that's the whole point, because they said in the first movie he doesn't want to be Bruce Wayne. He just wants to be Batman. That's who he is. But now he's realizing, I need to be Bruce Wayne. I can do good as Bruce Wayne as well. I can make a difference as Bruce.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. Because I say that's probably like the one thing I really care about. But I mean, if they do a sequel, man, they just say it in the movie. So I thought that was like a really good growth there. So it ended up being like a plus. That was gonna be a negative for me originally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's the rumor there. a grain of salt on that. James Gunn is working on a Wonder Woman animated series. Confirmed now. He said it himself that he's been trying to get one up since he got there. So that's happening for you that we were excited about a Wonder Woman animated series. Just thought I'd throw that in there. James Gunn has been teasing as well some potential. Not a potential idea, just potential for a V for Vendetta reboot.
Whew. Please do that for me, James. I'll tell you what, I'd be really mad though if he doesn't do a
Watchmen.
8 o'clock Watchmen situation.
That would be really cool. There's just like not a huge fan base out there for wanting a new Watchmen thing. I haven't seen
for Watchmen rather than V for Vendetta.
I mean, you're like the one person I hear talk about Watchmen.
On Earth right now, probably. But I mean, I'd say he's a bigger
Alan Moore, but then he just hates on it.
Alan Moore despises Watchmen. He probably regrets making it. I'd be surprised.
Probably does.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, I'd say there's more Watchmen fans than V for Vendetta fans.
Probably.
So, I mean, hey, hopefully V for Vendetta does really good. Then they'll be like, oh, here, let's do Watchmen now.
Yeah. You never know. It could be. That is highly possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, here big stuff. This is what I was waiting for. The Batman Part 2 will feature Clayface.
Okay. I mean, hey, that's good news. But which Clayface?
A lot of people, and for good reason, want the big mud monster.
Yeah, of course.
Which he could still do. I don't know what he plans on doing, if he's going to keep it grounded or not. But if he did call it an epic crime saga, and with that makes me think that, I mean, maybe it's more like a deformed guy who's kind of just going around killing people. He's like a serial killer, like psychopath. It's like a slasher movie almost, the way they treat it. I saw one concept art that looked really good. I don't know if you saw that one. He had like the hat on or whatever and the coat.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. I have two minds. I would like. I'll take it either way. Honestly, just if they do it the way with the serial killer kind of thing, then do it good.
Yeah. I mean, it worked great with Riddler. So I think it worked really good with Clayface.
Yeah. And this is the biggest. This is what I was actually really most excited about. According to verified sources, 3 Matt Reeves Batverse spinoff films are in development. Have you heard about any of these?
I have not.
Okay, let me look up this one thing real quick just so I can get okay. 3 of these films are in development, spinning off the Batverse movies. Now, in development can mean anything. It could mean like the ideas are coming together or stuff. But a Clayface film.
Ooh. Okay.
Which we heard some news about with Mike Flanagan as a director, but we don't know. He said that's entirely speculative, which still doesn't mean no, but I don't know. A Poison Ivy film inspired by Rappaccini's daughter, which is a short story, is about Giacomo Rappaccini, a medical researcher in Padua who grows a garden of poisonous plants. He brings up his daughter to tend the plants, and she becomes resistant to the poisons, but in the process, she herself becomes poisonous to others.
Oh, okay.
And that's that movie. And then the third one, and the one I am personally most excited about, a Scarecrow movie.
Ooh, heck yes. I want that.
Me too. I read that and I was like, oh. Like, that's it. That's what I want.
Okay, that's great.
I mean, there's no other information other than that.
Trippy. You know what I'm saying? Like some crazy.
Yeah, make it like super terrifying.
Oh, yeah, very.
I watched this movie, speaking of horror movies, and I think whoever directed it could do the Scarecrow movie. Smile?
Yeah.
I watched that horror movie last night. Bad idea watching it in the middle of the night. But it was freaky. They had a lot of crazy stuff going on in that movie, and I think that whoever directed that could do a Scarecrow movie really good. Like they had a lot of like shocking, like oh my god, what is going on kind of things.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. I think it's really good to do. Scarecrow horror movie. Yeah.
Right. That's awesome. Was it good though overall?
Yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It was
That's
really
good.
weird. It was weird, like stuff was going on. You're just like, it's hard to piece together until you kind of got towards the end. You're like, oh wait, this makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, very trippy.
that's great. I'm glad to hear that. Honestly, I'm very intrigued of a Scarecrow movie.
Yeah, me too. That's all I wanted. I wanted villains to have. Can you believe we live in a time where Batman villains are getting their own movies?
Oh, yeah. Some of them deserve.
This is like what I dreamed of when I was little.
Oh yeah.
Except it's no Riddler movie, but I mean, you never know. One day, maybe.
Hey, one day. Hey, a Riddler show.
No. Get my hopes up. I love that. All right. I would give that show 10 out of 10 every episode, even if it's bad.
I know, it'd be the worst show on the planet.
And I would be like, oh, I love it. So good.
I'm going to have to review it.
Yep.
Gotcha.
New rumor has further suggested that DC Studios is planning to adapt Justice League's The New Frontier for DCU's Chapter 1. We talked about New Frontier last week, but there's now further stuff that is going to be the first Justice League movie. According to resident comic expert John Spillman, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I've not read it. I need to pick up the book. I've never read it. But from what I heard, it's very much embodies that 70s golden age, happy, go lucky kind of superhero vibe. So we're going to get that super happy Superman, like very bright colors probably and stuff like that. And the villain is supposed to be a character called the Center.
Okay.
Which is like a really low level villain, like not that big of a character, which I think is kind of smart to start off with. Don't start off with freaking side.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, I haven't read it either. But just looking at what it looks like, I mean, it's perfect. I mean, that's how I want DC to look.
Are you looking at pictures of it?
Yes.
Let me look at it just so I can like talk.
It looks incredible. I love the look of it. I think that's how every DC character should look. Now, very.
You got the Superman with the classic logo too. I wonder if they're going to do that.
I know, right? Like, I'd be into
Batman and Robin. You can see some Batman and Robin back there. Aquaman, Green Arrow.
Yeah. I mean, you see how what do?
Yeah, that cool looking armor. Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah. But that's supposedly happening. Got some more DCU news to end it off here in a minute. But first, before that, the Blue Beetle trailer on Monday. I think we may have mentioned this. I don't know anything to hope for this Blue Beetle trailer. I hope it's good. This is technically our first installment in the DCU lead-in, if you will, from into it. Which is supposed to come out sometime this year after Flash. So I don't know when Flash is in June. So
I'm ready for just to see George Lopez.
That's it. This was George Lopez. I think Booster Gold's going to be in it. I think James Gunn may have shot some kind of post-credit scene. Booster Gold set up that show.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And the final piece of news here is a new rumor has indicated that in a future DCU project, don't know what, it could be Superman Legacy, maybe not. Superman will face off against the Authority.
Oh, okay.
So Authority's getting their own movie. We know that. Superman's getting his own movie. They're going to fight each other at one point. Now, Authority aren't villains, but I guess they would be villains in Superman's eyes because they are not good people. They're kind of like they're the Watchmen, basically.
Yeah.
Or the boys.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very not the most kind of heroes.
Yeah. I've been wanting to pick it up, the Authority book, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
I picked up I'm trying to pick up all these books about projects that are coming out so I can get a little bit of knowledge. I picked up Secret Invasion just today to read.
Yeah. I need to do that as well.
Yeah. Just trying to get a little background knowledge and stuff. But yeah, that's the end of DC news. Speaking on gaming, I'll let you guys know that there's really not much besides Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers is the big thing.
And there's really not much else to focus on.
Yeah.
And so that being said, not this weekend, but next, maybe Friday. I don't know if you can do Friday, but
I can do Friday.
Okay. Well, no confirmation on that, but possibly Friday. Just in case anything changes, we'll do a Marvel's Avengers stream. And we'll kind of go through all the stuff, talk about patch notes. We'll go through all the new stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll be on YouTube. Yeah. So you guys can check that out while we go through the final update to Marvel's Avengers.
I wish it's a pretty big update. I'm still like finding like new things about it. Like, I mean, there's stuff that's like somewhat like Easter eggs and hidden secrets in it of stuff I didn't know previously. So we have to need to look through it all and make sure we get everything.
Yeah. And that's all I got for that. That's all I got at all today.
Yep.
All right. You ready to end this off?
Yep.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us this week. If you have any questions, comments, corrections, or concerns, you can contact me on Instagram at DarienH4404. It's DARIENH4404. Or on Instagram at the Comic Burrito _official. Or Facebook at the Comic Burrito _official page. Or Twitter at the CB Burrito, capital C, capital B, and Burrito.
You can contact me at Spider_Landon on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Very interactive on, especially on Twitter recently. Have a conversation of our likes and dislikes on comics and whatever media you enjoy.
Yeah. With that being said, though, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and we will see you all in the next one. Hi, guys.
See ya.
Excelsior!